Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Dalton, Adult1095, coming with another Transformers video, and it is going to be the WFC-K44 Blaster. So finally got this guy. Now, originally he was supposed to be part of Legacy, but I guess I threw him in at the last minute so we could have a Wave 5 for Voyagers to go with, you know, Pipes and Slammer, as well as whatever repacks they wanted to throw in. And I guess he was thrown in with Cybertron. But Pulse finally had them back in stock, so I picked them up. So yeah, let's go and check this out. You got them in robot and boombox mode. Of course, their packaging, 20 steps, comes with a Energon infused Eject, his blaster rifle, and showing the compatibility with Eject in cassette mode. And Kingdom art, as always, he is WFC-K44. So let's get this guy open and check him out. And here we have Blaster out of his packaging. Now, it's been quite a while since I've recorded the intro, so I do not remember which Kingdom card he came with, so, you know, my bad on that. It was probably Dinobot or Black Arachnia, because that seems to be all I ever get out of the Kingdom stuff. So, probably one of those two. Now, right off the bat, I will say I did add a add-on kit to this. It was from Larkin's Lair. So, I've got the fillers for the biceps, the forearms, we'll look at those here in a minute. And then to fill out the thighs back here, also includes a couple of weapons for Eject. And speaking of Eject, let's go ahead and eject him. Now, I also did add a Toy Hex Autobot symbol here just because the one on his chest was just a little plain and just wanted something that stood out a little bit more. So open that up, go ahead and take him out. He is translucent plastic. Now, I believe this is because he's supposed to be like a bridge kind of figure between the two lines. Much like what Astro Train and Spinister were for Siege and Earthrise, since they had pretty Earth-based modes. And then they were released, or at least Astro Train was released again in Earthrise. So this is part of that Legacy Energon-infused thing that they're doing, even though it doesn't really make sense for Eject, and much less so someone this small with all these ball joints and translucent plastic. So we'll look at him in robot mode here in a minute. I just wanted to show that feature, just like the originally. Just push on that, opens up. You can put your Siege Soundwave tapes there. And speaking of Soundwave, here he is next to Blaster, and you can see he is a little bit shorter, so it does follow that sort of tune or toy look where Blaster was taller. And it is quite amazing how much taller of a Voyager Blaster is compared to Soundwave. I mean, Soundwave does have some decent engineering, but he was on, I don't know, I think he was a little overpriced for the size, but that's just me. Anyways, paint, we've got this kind of cream color silver dome on his head. I really wish he had a more friendly or happy disposition on his face. I get really tired of just the neutral or scowling look on especially Autobot characters like him and Jazz. Like, I really would love a more jovial or just more, you know, happy or snarky kind of look to their face instead of just super serious and angry. Like, this would work for Shattered Glass, even though I'd prefer the toy head for the Shattered Glass Blaster. But yeah, I really hope someone does a more, you know, happy looking expression for Blaster, because he was that kind of, you know, he loved rock and roll, he loved listening to music, he was always usually in a pretty good mood. So yeah, it kind of sucks that they went with this kind of neutral kind of scowl. But for the most part, I mean, the head sculpt's nice, got some nice blue eyes there. Got the black here for the shoulders. Of course, the translucent blue piece here. Actually, no, it is two separate pieces. You got the red piece and the translucent blue. So two separate pieces. Thank you, Hasbro, for that. Wish you could do that with more figures, but, you know. So it's a red piece painted yellow, which, you know, keeps it yellow instead of looking green, which I do appreciate that. Got some red paint here on the hips, and really the only other paint is the black here on the back. And he does clean up pretty good. You got kind of what looks like the batteries right there. And some more tech details. Got the handle of the boombox. So yeah, as far as articulation goes, we'll go ahead and get into that real quick. Head is on a ball joint with some good range, 360. Shoulders, 360, all the way out. Bicep swivel, a little tight. 90, just a little over 90 at the elbow. Nothing at the wrist except for in and out, which helps with pushing on the button, much like with Soundwave. You can actually get him to press the button and eject. So, got that. Get 360 at the waist. Get forward. And if you lift this up all the way back, well, that far back, that's more than good enough. All the way out, thigh swivel, 90 at the, just a slight bit less than 90 at the knee. Good amount out at the ankle, which, you know, right there is probably good enough, but you can even take it to there. Up and down at the foot or at the toes. So yeah, not too bad. He does have his very accurate weapon, where it does look kind of like a cassette tape. Now, what does stink about this is not blast effect compatible. It is just a slight bit too big. So that is a shame for that, but you could store weapons on the side. So if you take these little upgrade kit weapons, you can actually plug those into there and add more firepower to Blaster's blaster. So take those off, and I guess I'll show you real quick how these attach. So usually I do it with that section pointing down, so this would go into the right arm. And I sanded these down because it was really tight to get them in and too scary to take them out for transformation, but they just pop right in like that. Same thing on the other side. It's not a perfect color match, but it is fairly close. Like on camera, you can kind of tell it's a little bit more obvious in person, but it's not too bad in robot mode. So moving on to Eject, he is just, like I said, a standard Micromaster cassette size. He doesn't have any flip out 5mm pegs to use as a weapon or shield, but transformation is fairly simple. I love the gold paint there, by the way. And yeah, you got a spot for an Autobot symbol. But go back here and take the head out, rotate it 180. Then come down here, straighten out the legs. Just straighten those out. Bring out the forearms. And there is Eject. Looking pretty good. He's got the orange mouth plate and blue eyes. Yeah, there are a couple stress marks right there on the knees. That's really the main spot you got to look out for, and I guess the elbows too. Not too bad on mine, so just a little tiny bit of stress around the ball joint, doesn't go all the way through. Now for these, they go onto the outside of the arm just because that's how the 5mm ports are made. So yeah, you got that. You can even just rotate it, kind of like how Megatron uses fusion cannon. And with the clear plastic, you can't really tell that that's not his hand. So yeah. And like I said, he's your Micromaster size, so he is very tiny, very teeny. So yeah, go ahead and put him back into cassette tape mode. Just fold these back up. And bring up that. So from here, rotate like that and up. And then we'll go ahead and pop this open, and in he goes. Now, transformation for Blaster is simple, intuitive, and I think it's fun. I can't remember if I got him before or after the year, after 2021 was over. But yeah, I think I like him a little bit more than Tigatron, to be honest. All right, so open this up, rotate the head, right, just personal preference for me. Fold it up, close that. And for the arm, you want to bring the hand out like that. And the arm collapses around itself, just like that. Rotate it like that, around that, rotate it up and around, keeping the fist out. And from here, fold up the toes, bring down the handle piece on each side. Here, open up the panels all the way. Same thing on that side. And then we rotate these leg speakers around, just like that. Rotate the waist. Then from here, we bring up the leg. There is a slot right there on the inside of the arm that the thigh will plug into, just like that. And it's a matter of kind of getting the hand out of the way while bringing it up. All right, so let's keep, it's a little bit difficult to do on camera because I'm used to having it up close. Okay, there we go. So there's that side. Okay, maybe I got that little, yeah, it's not quite lined up. Easier to get them. Okay, so best way to do it is like this. So just line that up with the tab, then bring this section up. Nope, it came untabbed. Maybe there's something I'm doing wrong with the hips. Okay, straighten that out. Keep the hand somewhat horizontal. Okay. Bring this up. All right, now it's wanting to fight with me. All right, hang on. Okay, so it took a little working, but I got it. So, what to do? I actually want to keep that up, just out of the way. So plug the hip into the arm. Keep that arm up like that, and just kind of work it as you get the leg around. Then we collapse this down. Okay, there we go. And these will just tab together. And there we've got blaster in boombox mode. And he's got a lot of detail all over. So you got all these knobs and buttons, dials. And then of course you got the speakers, and I've got a headphone jack right there. So let's see if, nope, too small. Yeah, that will not fit a headphone jack. So that kind of stinks. Anyways, so we got that going on. And for storage of these upgrades, just take, all right, hang on. Okay, so we got that fixed up. Yeah. All right, so we'll take these pieces for the forearms. You can either put them, I actually put them in right here. So that's where they look the most flush. And for these, I just tend to put them in shoulders and point them down. And then for his blaster, there is a slot here on the handle, a peg right there between what looks like two batteries. And there he is all stored up. So let's get Soundwave. Here he is next to Soundwave. And again, you can see the size difference between the two. So you got that. So yeah, nice to get a blaster that's not just a repaint or slight retool of Soundwave after so long. So yeah, let's get him back into robot mode here. Take these off. There we go. And transformation to robot mode is a lot simpler. Just go and rotate these down to the side. Untab this front section. Bring the legs down. Straighten out. Flip in that section there. Close that up. And if it helps any, grab his blaster, and that will help you bring down the foot. There we go. Straighten that out. Fold in. Fold in. Bring out the foot. There we go. Close that up and rotate. And for the forearms, just straighten those out. Flip the fist down. And if you got the upgrade kit, just put that into his forearm. Same thing, straighten out. Close up the fist. Insert the upgrade part. And flip up the head. And give him his blaster, and there you go. There you got Autobot Blaster in robot mode. And like I said, I really enjoy this figure. Transformation, while a little fiddly with where the arms plug into the back of the thighs, I still really enjoy the transformation. And like I said, I still wish he had a better looking face sculpt that was at least a little bit more, you know, enthusiastic instead of just always stern, straight face, neutral expression. But that's just me. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to check out all the other videos down in the description, along with my other Kingdom and Legacy videos. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.